Welcome to part 2 of my Xbox 360 Hidden Gem series. Here's another 5 games for the 360 you might have missed out on. In a futuristic Tokyo, the leading robotics company has started creating humanoid robots, and it's your job to infiltrate the corporation and stop the production. Binary Domain is a third-person squad shooter with gameplay elements similar to Gears of War. You'll be mowing down wave after wave of different styled robots, which feels awesome as the enemies crumple apart piece by piece with every bullet fired. You get a great sense of destruction as you shoot off pieces of armour and robotic limbs. Shoot an enemy's head off and they'll have no idea who to shoot. The action never stops in this game. Different gameplay elements will pop up now and again, like on-rail and vehicle segments. The plot starts off a little slow, but eventually picks up the pace with a good amount of twists and turns. You'll also be encountering a handful of boss battles too, which are always fun and exciting. Through the game you'll be selecting your squad before each mission, and you'll have some choices to make during them. These choices can affect your squad's performance and the overall ending to the story. The graphics are very impressive, with plenty of unique environments and well-designed robots. Overall, Binary Domain is one to check out for fans of shooters and sci-fi. Brutal Legend has you play as Eddie Riggs, a roadie transported to a fantasy world after being crushed by falling scenery at a rock show. This world's inhabitants are enslaved by Diviculus, and it's Eddie's job to help the resistance take him down. Everything about the game is inspired by heavy metal, from the visual style of the character design to the soundtrack itself. Many of the characters you meet through your journey are voiced by metal icons such as Lemmy Kilmister, Rob Halford and Ozzy Osbourne, with the lead role voiced by Jack Black. Brutal Legend has a big mix of gameplay elements. It has an open world for you to explore with your hot rod, you have hack and slash combat using your broad axe, and also real-time strategy elements too. In these RTS segments, you're tasked to command your troops to take over an enemy's stage while defending your own. The story is hilarious, the gameplay is fun, and you can pick this game up for dirt cheap. Developed by BlackRock and published by Disney, Split Second Velocity is an arcade racer that takes place in a fictional reality TV show. The main focus is Hollywood-style destruction and set pieces. Much like other racers such as Burnout, your aim is to take down your opponents and reach first place. By performing drifts, passes and drafting, you build up your power play meter. At the right moment, using your power play can create havoc on the track and major problems for your opponents. Power plays can trigger a number of things, from exploding trucks to crumbling structures. Players can fill their power play bar to trigger devastating moves which can wipe out multiple drivers and even alter the layout of the course. With these gameplay elements, every race is hectic and thrilling. As well as a standard campaign mode, there's other modes such as Survival, in which you perform a lap with all power plays activated against you. There's also Duel, where you have to avoid lorries that drop explosive barrels. There's a good chunk of cars to pick from, the gameplay is solid, and the graphics are a feast for the eyes. From the guys that brought you super violent titles like Grand Theft Auto and Manhunt comes table tennis, and maybe that's why the game was overlooked. Released very early in the 360's lifespan, the game set the bar high for visuals on the platform with crisp graphics and realistic human motion, which were achieved with the Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, or Rage for short. Table Tennis was the first game to run off this engine, and it has since been used for other projects such as GTA 4 and 5 and Red Dead Redemption. While being one of the very few table tennis games to even exist, Rockstar certainly created a fun to play and visually pleasing one. While gameplay modes are a bit thin on the ground, it's the gameplay itself that will keep you playing. Training mode eases you into the gameplay mechanics, which are easy to learn but hard to master. Graphical elements such as the player's shirts moving with momentum still impresses today. The sound design is top quality too, from crowd reactions to the techno soundtrack, everything sounds fantastic. If you've not had the chance to play Rockstar's table tennis and you have even the slightest interest in it, go pick it up. Copies sell for £1 these days, so there's no excuse. Spec Ops The Line has grown a lot in popularity since its release, featuring on many people's underrated game lists. So much so it possibly couldn't be classed as a hidden gem anymore, but I still know gamers who have never heard of the title, so I'll still talk about it. In Spec Ops The Line, you control Captain Martin Walker as you're sent into Dubai following a series of huge sandstorms that left the city uninhabitable. Your mission is to find out what happened to the Dam 33rd, an infantry battalion that helped relieve efforts but failed to maintain order amongst the survivors and lost contact with the American army. The main appeal to Spec Ops is its story, which will keep you gripped more than most shooting games. The writers did very well to avoid cliches and deliver a dark story which reflects violence and war in a different way. In terms of gameplay, it's your standard third-person shooter with cover mechanics and limited squad commands. Sand plays a part in the gameplay, as it can be used to crush enemies, make ramps, and sandstorms can limit your visibility in a battle. The graphics are great as you traverse different parts of Dubai, with each level designed well. If you're looking for a shooter with characters and a story you'll actually care about, pick this game up. So there you have it, another 5 hidden gems for the 360. Post some of your favourites in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.